I bought these eggs yesterday because we needed eggs for this morning. The packaging of one of these egg brands caught my eyes, so I bought it. And then my wife tells me that it's supposed to be like a fancy pack of eggs because they have really orangey oak. Still tastes pretty same to any other ordinary egg. It's a Saturday morning today. Saturday, which still counts as a work day. So I'm gonna be doing some work at home. Lots of football to watch. Trying to spend some time with Yassine. Relax, everybody relax. Right, what shoes should I wear? Thanks for taking out weird trainers. Saturday stroll in the park. Yassine's imitating the ducks. I'm being pulled away from my desk to basically move my 2 feet up and down the pavements of a local park. Yeah, I can see that. It's lovely, isn't it? Yeah, I know. It's amazing. It is nice to get out and about though. It's important to take advantage of the sunlight in the daytime because when Yassine wakes up, it tends to get dark and then it just... Don't be scared, look. I don't want to do anything. Wow, did you see that? White pigeons. They're not white pigeons, got long beaks. Saturday is very much like any other weekday because I treat it like a work day. However, it is also a day where the football is played and so my attention is kind of split between those two things. One of the few things in life that I actually consider as leisure. Can't say today's been the most productive. Yassine went to bed, had his nap. I then plopped myself down in front of the TV and watched a whole bunch of football. The Arsenal are about to play. Put it in and then you twist it. There you go. How difficult was that? Bloody, look at the letters. Oh my God. The market magically turns into a car park on a Sunday. So that's why it's like heavily populated with cars. Just stepped out the house today to go for a walk to satisfy my wife's craving for croissant. He's enjoying himself with his newsletter. Can't have that, can't have that, can't have that, can't have that, not allowed that, can't have that, can't have that, definitely can't have that. There doesn't seem to be anything here that I'm actually allowed. Speaking of sweets and sweet food, I've obviously, you know, starting this new diet. I've cut down all sugars, no chicken, no meat. But yesterday, I did actually have a sweet dessert. So I can actually have sweet stuff, but obviously I get to dictate the terms. So every now and again, whenever I have a proper craving, I have something sweet, cool. But I want to make sure I don't make it a regular thing, you know? Because I said I'm not allowed to have anything sweet, innit? So... Can you get me the rest? Where's the hammer? If there's one thing I give TikTok credit for, it's introducing these very innovative ways of maintaining a healthy childhood through activities like this. You struggling to get that last one? Almost there, almost there. There you go, yay! It's Family Sunday today, which means that I kind of need to be present with the family. Hence why I'm playing with Yassine and trying to keep him away from screens and stuff like that. Excuse me. You're not going to be able to carry this. It's far too heavy. Let go, please. What do we need? There you go, one out. Okay, so now you've got to stick your wheel back on. That should do it. Hold on. There you go, you've got your wheel back. Good as new. Ready? Now you can drive your car with 4 wheels. He's been driving a 3-wheel truck for the last month or so. I started this exercise on the board just after Yassine went down for his nap. Now he's awake. I didn't realize it was going to take me as long as it did. But behind me is a total breakdown of everything cost related to the actual cost of a client. How much we charge for the service that we offer and how much it costs to fulfill that service, and then figuring out the profit margin and all of that kind of stuff. It's one of the first things you should do as a business, but obviously we are kind of figuring it out as we go on. Actually, because we have a brand new service offering, which we're focusing on now, these steps are happening now as well at the same time, simultaneously. Which is fine. Sometimes that happens in business. You got to do things, you know, in different orders. But since we were testing out the hypothesis of whether this service is fit for the clients and whether it's something which works for the business, it looks like to be the case. We now need to fudge the numbers. So first is like validating the service, and now we need to validate the offer. And then based on that, we kind of tweak things to make sure it works for both parties. It's a good offer, it offers enough value, and the business is also able to grow from the profits. For us, that's a little bit more difficult to work out because of how we operate. So we have fixed costs, but we also have costs that fluctuate a little bit or that are capped. For example, an editor can only take on 4 clients worth of work. A strategist can only take on a maximum of 12 clients. A social media manager can only take on 8 clients. So this is the way that I've done it for us. I first did a breakdown of the entire process and how much time is dedicated to said process. For example, a discovery call is an hour long. The onboarding call is about 2 hours long. The research that's required and the filling out of other documents is another 2 hours. Then you have the initial setup, the social media audit, the social media optimization. Anyway, all of that stuff, total amount of hours that's needed to be dedicated to the client in the onboarding phase, because that's a very, very important step for us, and the monthly recurring sort of normal service delivery. Then we need to figure out costs, the fixed costs associated, regardless of whether you have 1 client or 10 clients. Here are all of the different subscriptions, tools, different systems, etc., etc. And then you need to work out the team costs. So these are the fluctuating costs. For example, if you have 5 clients, then you know you need 2 editors, because 1 editor can only serve 4, and the 5th client would mean that you'd need another editor. And then once you've accumulated total time that's needed, the cost of all of the fixed outgoings and the team costs, can then find out how much it actually costs to serve a client. And compare that to the price you're charging, work out the profit margins, and have a conversation with yourself about whether it's good, okay, or bad. I don't usually do this. The vlog usually starts with me either leaving the house or having breakfast, but deep work in the morning is a very, very important part of the day. And the sun's just come up. I've been sat here for a couple of hours trying to get ahead of the day. I'll be honest, I don't do as much early deep work as I maybe should. I have this very bad habit of going to sleep late and then feeling super tired and then needing that extra few hours of sleep. But the trick is to do it the other way around. All right, well, take care. Bye. Bye. The wife and the kid will be away for 2 days because they're going to be staying at Yassine's grandparents. So that gives me 2 days to do as much work as possible. It's a Monday morning, tail end of January. Bit of a grey and miserable Monday morning, to be honest. I mean, nothing out of the ordinary. It is January after all. On my way to the studio, it's a little bit of a different Monday than what we're used to. Usually we have a morning shoot with Tanim, and then that goes, you know, all the way up until lunch. Preceding lunch, we have other stuff like normal work and calls and things like that. Today, Tanim is not going to be shooting. We have another brother coming in from Warsaw, I think he lives, to do a small shoot. I've got a catch up with Humayun, and then in the afternoon we have another shoot with brother Anwar, who is a brand new client. It's quite nice to be able to go through that whole process of showing you from onboarding to service delivery what that looks like with brother Anwar. So I will try and consciously make sure that I add as much detail as possible when discussing his project specifically. Something defo snapped.
Assalamu alaikum.
So, Big H in the house.
How you doing? We just ordered.
Day 19. Assalamu alaikum, bro.
We just ordered, yeah? Well, I'm not sure what the requirement is, but what we've decided was we're gonna do, was it business manager or business suite?
The business suite.
Okay. How you doing, man? I'm good, how are you?
Good to see you, man. A lot better.
How many scripts do you have? Brother Osman has come all the way from Warsaw. For those of you that don't know where that is, it's somewhere near Birmingham, and he runs, mashallah, a tuition firm, a tuition company, teaching children between the ages of secondary, right? Yeah, all the way up to so basically secondary, to pass their GCSEs and to eventually get into a good college or university. Anyway, he's here to shoot some content. I've just set up the camera for him, and then I'm going to be going to have my chat with Humayun. I just wanted to get you in the vlog. Daily vlog.
Where do you put it?
YouTube.
Is it?
Also, like I said, it gives us another opportunity to push these posts out again.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe they will perform better than the last batch.
Inshallah. That's what the goal is.
Assalamu alaikum. I wanted to get you to sit on this seat over here, which has a little bit more of a corporate feel to it. The bookcase and stuff like that. Brother Anwar has just left. I completely forgot to capture anything because I was kind of like rushing to start the shoot. Then we started, and then we just, finished. Lovely catch up with Humayun. Typically, the way we execute on the personal branding launchpad, which is the service offering that we provide to anyone who comes on, is the first shoot being building the foundations. A base, asking them questions specifically around their area of expertise, and then future shoots when we're being fed data. So whenever we release a piece of content, we can see how it's performing relative to the size of their personal brand. We will track, analyze, use that information to plan future shoots. Probably don't know what I'm talking about because I haven't mentioned much about what we actually do or the details, but maybe I'll speak about it in a future episode. I've had too much caffeine. So it looks like it was all kicking off. Yeah, it is. I was just gonna say I've just gotten off a call, but Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, bro. What you say, my G?
We say
That's for sure. We want that. So essentially, standard process, bro. Bunch of questions. Prepare the questions in advance.
So yeah, as I was saying, I came home to take a call from here because it was a late call. It was at 6 p.m. and a bit of an impromptu sort of situation where these brothers from America, they wanted some help with their social media side of things, content side of things, but also they are looking at business development as well. I will be offering sort of the content expertise, a little bit different to what we do. We usually have one service, one offering, we roll that out. But because these guys are not based in the UK, obviously we can't do that. But yeah, good. The power of networking as well. I think these brothers we met in Dallas at a conference. So just goes to show, you make the right contacts, you meet the right people, and who knows what can happen. Someone is always going to be in need at some point of something to do with their business, and if you're the person that can provide them with the solution, with the service, then they're more likely to come to you. So that's an important lesson to be learnt from networking. Very strange to see the house empty. I have no idea when this is going to be put up. Today is not the one. Today is a Tuesday, and typically on Tuesdays, typically known as Paddle Tuesday. However, today there is no paddle. The reason for that is, well, Tanim had some work he wanted to get done. I also wanted to take the advantage of catching up on some work. However, when I woke up this morning, I had this terrible ache in the back of my throat, and it completely diverted today's whole plan. So I don't know if you can hear. Do I sound a little bit nasally? I'm not feeling 100% today. Didn't get the best night's sleep. I wish I could stay in bed all day, but the thought of staying in bed all day also terrifies me.
Salam, brother.
What's up?
Same, bro. Everything good? Why is the energy so low, bro? What Sunnah meets strategy?
For years, I thought faith and business were separate. Everything, including how you negotiate.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Pussy-looking guy,
The
this
problem
really
is like, how
What
can
if
you
don't have
relate that?
anything? What if you don't have
Yeah,
anything?
maybe. I was gonna say that as well. Yeah.
You just gotta be really catchy.
It's missing. It's missing that link to how it can be applied, or how the viewer can apply it.
It's even close.
Yeah, that's fine.
Are you warming up in there? Tea?
Yeah.
Flipping hell, mate. You warm up your tea in the microwave as well? Yeah, I'm gonna have to, man. Just look at me. Look at the state of me. I didn't really get to capture much of the vlog today because I was just too done out. Energy levels have hit an all-time low today. It's home time now. I really was planning on leaving a lot earlier, to be honest. So yeah, just apologies about this unconventional Tuesday. It was never really meant to be like this. We did have our lunch, our catch up. We did a lot of work, a lot of planning. The scene before this, where we were doing a bit of work on the computer was the YouTube thumbnail creation, title and thumbnail creation. We also had a call with a LinkedIn expert, and yeah, it's been good fun. He's got a LinkedIn agency.
Does he?
Yeah,
Really? I didn't know that.
yeah, he's like pivoted now. He's got a
did he,
LinkedIn
yeah?
agency.
Interesting.
Oh yeah. I wish I could say I'm going home, but I'm not. I'm actually going to my mum's house. I was supposed to go last night, so today I have to go because I didn't go yesterday. And the tone of voice I'm using isn't one I should be using when talking about going to my mum's house, because the fact that I still have my parents around is a big blessing. I'm making up for yesterday's lackluster performance of a vlog by implementing a few more visual elements to spruce up today's edition of the vlog. The wife and kid will be back later today, and I'm really looking forward to having them back. You see, I have this weird love-hate relationship with my family. Because on one hand, whenever they're around, I wish they could just bugger off. But on the other hand, when they're not around, things are really quiet and eerie and just background noise is missing. So we need to try and find a middle ground here. Oh, and I just want to apologize for yesterday's very abrupt ending. After I got to my parents' house, just as the footage shows, that's exactly how I was feeling. I knocked out on the sofa for about an hour, then I came back home and fell asleep, and then woke up very, very late. But today, feeling much better. There's a few things that I'm going to be working on today. I've taken the 4 or 5 most priority things from my to-do list, and I've put it on this yellow notepad. So I have a to-do list which has about 50 different things on it. They all range from kind of very low priority to high priority. I should probably come up with a better system to organize it. But for now, everything that I need to do goes on this one notes page on my phone. And then I pick the most pressing things and put it on this notepad here. So we've got editing a few shorts, time stamping or continuing to finish timestamps from a previous shoot, some finance related tasks. We've got social media posts and recreating our one-pager into the format of a presentation. It's basically our sales document which we share with prospective clients. I want to try and make it a little bit more visually attractive. I've had to pause very quickly in the middle of work, and I was in flow. But I remembered something that I really wanted to share with you, and it requires a bit of visual demonstration. I want to talk about burnout. Burnout. A common phrase associated with creatives and entrepreneurs. Now, if it was up to us, we would want to be in this state all the time. All the time. 365. However, the inevitable happens because you see, as you work, as you grow, the intensity of work also grows. Is that the right way to say it? Basically, this is what it looks like. Can you see that? I'm gonna move it a little bit closer. Growth, work rate. This line indicates the work rate. This line indicates your growth. In order to grow, you also need to increase, I don't know if am I in frame? You also need to increase your level of work rate. So, I don't know, for most entrepreneurs it looks like this. And then it kind of goes like that. And then sometimes it's like this. Yeah. Anyways, at some point during this journey of growth, you'll experience something called burnout. Burnout happens on your course during pivotal moments. As you start off, burnout might be slower, but as you grow exponentially, burnout happens regularly. Burnout is the process in which your body decides that it's had enough of giving you signs of needing to rest and recover and instead shuts down. So we go from this to this. Meow. This is the result of burnout. It fluctuates from individual to individual, but in my case, probably happens once a year. And it lasts for, I don't know, a week? So here's the thing. This is an inevitability or inevitable. Does it come as a surprise that I've suddenly somehow fallen ill? No, it's that time of the year, and most people do catch some sort of a flu or a cold or a little blip. Sometimes, and I think in this particular case, I'm just going through that process, but sometimes there is something similar, looks similar, it feels similar, except it's a little bit more intense, there's a lot more brain fog, there's a lot more reduced motivation. That's called burnout. That, leading up to that, your body will tell you, hey dude, I think it's time that you slow things down and maybe you give yourself a little bit more breathing space. But you decide to tell your body, no, I am this and I intend on being this for that amount of time. 365 days, also known as an entire year. However, we forget that we're human beings, we're not superheroes, and we do need to give our bodies that time and space that it needs to rejuvenate, to regroup itself, to come at one with the world. I'm gonna scrap the last bit out. So 1 week, typically for me, is a week where I gather myself, I give myself a little bit of time, and I'm back on it again. If you do not allow burnout to run its course, number one, the recovery time will increase, and number two, you will find it incredibly difficult to get back on your feet. That concludes my rant on burnout. I don't think I've ever used, I'm not sure if I've used this oven before. Has it turned it on? I've never used this particular oven before, so, but it does seem to be warming up. What do you think? Is it done? My wife very kindly prepared a fish pie for me before she left. The reason why I'm outlining this very distinctive piece of detail, it being a fish pie, is because obviously I don't eat, well, it's not obvious, I've given up for the time being chicken meat because I want to preserve my energy and maximize the output. And this was prepared 2 days ago. So I should have had it 2 days ago. I haven't. I don't know whether this is done or not. Like, how am I meant to know? I did message her, but she hasn't replied. So I hope I don't get like food poisoning from having fish that isn't done. I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, it smells like it's... Anyway, I've been sat here for the past few hours doing work, and I'm gonna stop now just to have lunch. It's 5:30. And then I'm going to continue to do a bit more work. And then afterwards, I need to leave to pick up the wife and the kid. So, I don't know. I just said so. It tastes like it's done. I think it's done. Just about to head out to collect the wife and the kid. And I'm not really sure how to end today's vlog. I feel like I've captured as much as I should. And I've made today as exciting as it possibly could be. Considering there's no other characters to include in today's vlog segment. Maybe I should let you know how much stuff I actually got done. Two tasks got done. 2. What am I gonna play with first? Thursday morning today, and I am absolutely out of it. I managed to squeeze in about 5 hours of sleep. 6.5 is usually the okay mark. 7 to 8 is very good. However, last night, after bringing the wife and kid home, we all basically went to sleep at the same time. And then suddenly, I had this vision. I was visualizing myself delivering a masterclass in personal branding and content for entrepreneurs, business owners, CEOs, founders, and thought leaders. I need to find a better way of condensing all of those titles into one. I was visualizing myself delivering this masterclass, and because that's what we plan on doing, a free masterclass for entrepreneurs, no strings attached, and no, there is no upselling at the end. And as I was visualizing myself doing it, it was so good that I had to write it all down in my notes. So that's what I did. I spent a good hour rewriting, retracing my memory. Really weird. I don't know if other people have this thing of imagining themselves doing something and then having to... Anyway, I think the version in my head is top notch. And if I can deliver it as well as I did in my head, we will have done a good job. Anyway, on my way to the studio, there are a number of shoots happening as per Thursday standards. So I managed to wake up nice and early to get quite a few other bits and bobs done. And now prepping myself to just be focused on shoots. And if I can squeeze in a few other things, then that'll be great, but no drama. So I hope that today's miserable as well. The camera took a bit of a tumble in the car. I think it's still working fine. on.
Welcome, Salam. How you saying, bro?
I'm good, how are you?
Breakfast,
Yeah? What you got here, bro? Yeah, looking kind of tasty. I have to... Yeah.
Yep, tell me about it. Same here.
Why does it sound like
We've booked up, we've got loads of clients, obviously. And what I can do is I can sort of WhatsApp over to
First shoot of the day. Mr. Tanim Zaman.
Assalamu alaikum. It's been an eventful day.
Yes,
Had
it
to
has.
fix the puncture, but alhamdulillah, it was only 15 quid.
What? Oh,
I thought to
I thought-
replace the whole tire.
Let's talk about something else. Excellent. Good stuff. We're working on a new set, potentially, and we're shooting Ramadan content. So, we're going to get started. Spent a good chunk of time scripting and refining the scripts, which is very, very important. Before, when we first started making content, it was the opposite. We would have the scripts ready as quickly as possible, then shoot in 1 or 2 takes. Now, on average, 5-6 takes at least, because the process to perfection requires those amount of steps. Anyway, we need to get started now because we're running out of time. So here we go.
You owe a debt and you can never repay. Your ability to see, breathe, think, life itself, that's what Ramadan does.
It's fine. This was a warm-up anyway.
Okay. Alright, safe.
MashaAllah, the studio is full. Lots of creators, lots of strategists, lots of professionals. We just prayed Dhuhr, and Humayun's going to go upstairs now to record his content for the week. Tanim has just finished his shoot as well, inshallah. Yeah, do it now, bro. I've got you on the vlog.
thing.
I thought it's gone out.
I'll track it on the vlog. I'll track it on the vlog. Go on. Squeeze.
Look, if there's no urgency on a call, they're not buying right now. And if they don't buy right now, the deal's off the table. So urgency is the #1 component needed to get the deal across the line.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good. Camera 1, rolling. Camera 2, rolling. Audio, recording.
6 years of sales experience in the next 60 seconds. People don't buy what you're selling. They buy what they become after buying it. No one buys a fitness program.
When did you need those things?
How are you? Good to see you. Thank you, brother. You alright? You good?
I can't imagine Zayn being nice and slow and... Fighter thing went well. We had a discussion with their team today, actually. Where do you guys want to sit? Here.
Mr. Pound, that's your podcast? What did I...
We've got one last meeting before the end of the day, and we're wrapping up in the studio. Why do you guys go quiet all of a sudden? I hate when that happens.
Why? It's just...
When I'm like capturing, I just want
make you feel awkward.
I just want the background to be the same, you know? I just want to feel like I'm just speaking out loud.
I walked down Regent Street last year a lot at night. I'm like, hi, and I'm just like, oh,
And the thinking part, there's always...
Just finished our meeting, but a very exclusive YouTube series potentially happening in the next, I don't know.
I hear you. I'm just thinking when...
How's it going? You good to see you? Okay, bro. Sorry, man. Meeting ran over.
It's good.
Yeah, it was alright.
What are you guys looking to?
Anyway, I need to go home. I've got family, believe it or not. Okay. Feeling very OCD at the moment. I do this thing when I'm feeling anxious or when I'm feeling overwhelmed. I tend to go all hyper OCD mode. So right now, you're not able to see this, but I'm literally moving anything I see to an inch perfect position. I'm super tired. I'm exhausted. I think I mentioned that at the beginning of the day, and I would like nothing more than to be in bed right now. But there's some stuff that I need to get done. Look, when I started this vlog, it was two things that I wanted to always make sure to maintain, and those two things are consistency and honesty. And this wouldn't be a very honest segment if I just left it at I need to get a bunch of work done. I feel frustrated, I feel, I don't know, just bothered, you know? Like everything is bothering me. Tough day at the office, you could say. A lot of the times we get ourselves worked up over little things which are easy fixes. And during these times, being emotionally regulated really helps. Sometimes when you're unable to emotionally regulate yourself, the best thing that you can do is try to fix the thing that's annoying you. A number of things happened today, not necessarily bad things, but like one of the bad things that happened, or the worst thing that happened, was finding out that one of our clients are going to be leaving us, which nobody wants to hear, because ultimately it means that we're not good enough, that we haven't done our job right, that we haven't provided enough value, that the service that we promised we didn't fulfill. And I'm trying to explain how I'm feeling right now. That feeling of disappointment in ourselves and letting someone down, but also like real frustration, anger, kind of want to do everything that I know I shouldn't. So ultimately I know that the best thing that I can do is accept what's happened and move on. However, there needs to be a real review of how this happened. Ultimately, the reason for this client leaving wasn't necessarily down to our own fault. He had some personal issues that he needed to sort out. But I'm of the firm belief that if you provide someone with the best service, the best value, they will find any way to make sure they stick around, because you not being there by their side is far more painful than any other sort of personal issue, mitigating circumstances. Maybe that's extreme, but that's a belief, that's a standard that I hold us against. And to not like... It's like, what do you do? What do you do in this type of situation as a leader and as essentially the driving force behind this business? You can't blame anyone, because that ends up, resulting in another situation where you're essentially creating more unneeded conflict. What you can do is take a deep, hard look at yourself and say, what could you have done? But that's another thing that we Muslims believe, which is everything that happens was meant to happen. So the healthiest response is accepting it, moving on, evaluating the situation and improving. But that's easier said than done when there's emotions involved. And when you are the leader, when you are the individual who is solely responsible for everything that happens within those four walls, to some extent. So that's why I'm sat here Basically trying to focus on some high level stuff, trying to see how we can stay afloat in this situation and trying to bounce back. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you? You okay?
Alhamdulillah, all good. It's lovely to be speaking with you, and mashallah, a bit of a surreal experience since my generation, we pretty much grew up watching you.
Yeah, nothing much really. I'm just, to be honest, I have a small team, and we just edit some of the videos here and there, but there's nothing very high quality.
Sorry, my son has just come and infiltrated this meeting. So forgive the background noise.
No worries.
MashaAllah. So humanitarian and da'wah seem to be the two, I guess, pillars for the content side of things. Cool. And how long have you guys been doing content specifically, like, for that cause? Or MashaAllah, isn't it amazing how yesterday I was here, today I am here. Typical Friday morning, coffee, breakfast, Yassine running around the house, Yasmin running around the house, both completely doing different things. Parents are coming around, Jumu'ah today. I'm not in a good mood. I don't know why that is. I just bumped into my dad. As I mentioned, they were going to come over anyway, so we're going to go for Jumu'ah together. Yassine's coming as well. Very cold outside. Sorry, Bobs. Your granddad had other ideas. Usually we go into the masjid through there. Today my dad decided to go through the masjid through here. So leaving was a bit of a madness. I actually need to go back in to get his shoes. The world's strangest granddad. Apologies about the unstructured Jumu'ah segment. It doesn't usually happen like that. I am pleased to reveal the package I've been waiting for. Merch! Whoa. A week ago, we were designing, actually a week today maybe, we were designing the merchandise. Obviously the logo sits in the middle here, but the back bit, yeah. I'm flying out on Monday for a conference, and I wanted to be representing the brand properly. This is the first time I'm having a look at these t-shirts. I really hope they got it right. I don't think they've got it right. Actually, I think that's alright. Wow. Woo! I feel like I would have liked the logo a little bit smaller, but beggars can't be choosers. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting. So it looks good. I think it could have been a little bit smaller. The second one, whoa. Because this is an oversized, this is like really big. I'm gonna try the medium one. What do you think? No. Good?
Should we just go project by project?
Yeah, that might be best.
Pretty nice. It's easier to just do it like that.
You know, the main elements are there, which is good. I need to have a look at one of Nabil's ones just to kind of point out the differences.
I mean, I still got them there in Nabil nose shorts. I've actually asked them, I'm literally going to post them now because...
Just got off the phone with Brother Jakir. We had a very long conversation about everything that's going on. Usually me and him, we try and have a catch up at least once a week. It should be more regular than that. But the whole idea is to make sure that everything is going as it should be. Everyone's being looked after. Any emergency issues are being dealt with, and things are ticking along nicely. And obviously, after yesterday's unfortunate news of a client leaving, we had to, you know, get to grips with that reality, but also react positively. So yeah, we want to analyze the situation. We want to make sure that this event is limited and everything that we can do in our power is done. Really chuffed about these t-shirts. However, I do think the logo at the front is a tad too big. I think it's quite gigantic. What do you think? Is it awkwardly big? But it's just too big, isn't it? The second t-shirt is definitely my favourite.